Sorry.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our September Chapter Leadership Connect. And as we know, we are coming up on our scholarship deadline, which will be October 12th. Please remind everyone, your chapter members who may or may not be current, that they must be current in order to apply for those scholarships. And we are going to talk all about scholarships today, how you yourself can prepare for your scholarship application, as well as getting information out to your chapter members and the community with regards to the program. So without further ado, I would love to introduce our special guest, which is Cambria Bilinski. She is our professional development education coordinator, fairly new to the WAI team. She came just right around conference last time and has hit it out of the park, people. She and her team have worked on putting together this new application program that you're seeing this year through Wise Hive. And we cannot give them enough kudos for that because that's a huge development for us here at WAI with new technology. So without further ado, Cambria, take it away.
Hi, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be speaking on behalf of WAI. I have absolutely loved my time here. Like Jesse had mentioned, it's only been around 7 months, but it has been just such a joyous one. And being able to speak here is an honor. I remember getting Jesse's email. She's like, "Do you want to speak?" And I was like, "Of course I do. That would be lovely. Thank you." So what I'm going to go ahead and do today is just share my PowerPoint presentation that I have created for you all, just going over, WI scholarship facts. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Oop, I'm all the way over here. Let me go to Jesse. How do I put this in share mode? Does that make sense? I kind of messed that up. I'm sorry. Maybe like review. No, slideshow. Got it. Oh, there we go. Duh. Okay, perfect. Here we are. So just some general information on our WAI scholarships. This year, we have the pleasure to announce that we have over $1 million worth of scholarships this year. We have 83 scholarship donors, and they are offering more than one scholarship. So in total, we have around 113, actually, as of this morning, 114 scholarships. So we have 7 scholarship categories, which include our aerospace engineering scholarships, our aviation maintenance scholarships, aviation manufacturing scholarships, dispatch, flight training, general, and helicopter pilot type scholarships. So very exciting for all of us. And again, we're going to be just going over some of the general questions that you might have. So our first question is, do I have to be a current member of WAI to receive a scholarship? And the answer is yes. You must be a member by October 1st. Our deadline is October 12th, 11:59 Eastern Time. But you must be a member by October 1st, and then you have some leeway within that first 12 days to still submit an application. You also must be a member through March 2024. So for example, I've had a lot of people reach out to me via email asking, okay, my membership expires in December. What should I do? And basically, WAI is kind of working on an honor code right now. If you get an email that says, "Hi, your membership is going to expire before March 2024, which is where the month of our conference," we are just asking, we're having some blind faith that you will go ahead and renew your membership as that time rolls around. I will be periodically checking memberships as well to make sure that everybody has renewed, but the odds of there being a lot is very high. So I just ask very kindly that if you get that email that your membership is going to expire before March, to please keep an eye on that and renew your scholarship. So, but other than that, you are still more than welcome to apply on our October 12th deadline, even if your membership expires before March. Just working on the honor code right there. Do I have to attend the conference to receive a scholarship? No, attendance is not required. However, there are some scholarships where our lovely donors have offered to provide hoteling and flights to come to conference. So this is not something that is mandatory. This is just something that is very much so open to anybody who would like to join. Can anyone apply for WAI scholarships? Of course, the answer is yes. We would like anybody to apply regardless of race, religion, gender, or age or sex, any of that. We would love for you to have the opportunity to apply and fulfill any type of aviation dream that you might have. Some scholarships, like in this quick description, some scholarships do require you to be female, but there's not a whole lot that require that from my understanding. Those are kind of one-offs, and the requirements are made very clear when you are applying to a scholarship, like as such. Okay, will I have an advantage if I apply early? The answer is no. All of our scholarships will start to be reviewed on October 13th. I'm currently in the process right now of forming and adding our review committees for these scholarships. And essentially, our timeline that we're looking at right now is once the scholarship applications deadline has passed, which is on October 12th, somewhere between October 13th to November 17th, we are going to be in our reviewing period. And hopefully we'll have those done by Christmas. Nothing is certain on that deadline. It's just what we hope unofficially, will happen. So we will work very hard to make sure that that can happen. I'm not a US citizen. Can I apply for a scholarship? The answer is yes, unless the scholarships specifies that US citizens are the only that can apply. Similar to the previous question asking, can anybody apply for these scholarships? There are a few scholarships that do require you to be a US citizen, but not all scholarships do. And there are certain scholarships that are just specific for international applicants. Can I include additional documents that make my case for support? So WAI, everything that we ask of you, which is your 500-word essay, 2 letters of recommendation, and your resume, that is all that we will be needing on our end. If a donor needs additional information and they have chosen you to be their scholarship recipient, they will be reaching out to you separately and seeking out that additional information. But on our end, no, there's no additional documents that are needed other than the ones that will be listed on our scholarship portal. Can my letters of recommendation be from family members? So I've gotten a few questions regarding this, and the answer is no. We are looking for people who you have either worked with in a professional setting or maybe a teacher, similar to when you're applying for colleges, because I've had a few people reach out, they're around 16, like, I don't have too much work experience, what can I do? They can go ahead and just ask any, teacher or mentor that they have a good relationship with to write them this letter of recommendation. And the reason why we ask that is because if you ask your mom to write you a letter of recommendation, she's going to be like, this is the most qualified person on the planet, which I have no doubts. I am sure everybody is extremely qualified, but we're just trying to avoid any familial biases. So yes, that is the answer to that question. The letters of recommendation should be addressed to the WAI Scholarship Committee, preferably, if that is all right. And okay, let's see this. Can I send my letters of recommendation separately from my scholarship application? No. There's a file upload on our scholarship portal that is made very clear for you to upload those recommendations online. So there wouldn't be anything necessary to, send to our WAI office or my home address. And what should be in the letters of recommendation is really anything that highlights, you all encompassing. And, whether that's a lack of, work from, our younger applicants, I am sure that there is someone in your life, mentor, teacher, or someone that can speak on behalf of your character and how wonderful of a person you are. And that is something that we are really looking forward to reading in this process. And then obviously, if you might be someone on who is not 16 and has a bit of work experience under your belt, your boss can attest to what it's like to have you as an employee. So yeah, that's kind of what would be inside the letters of recommendation. Why can't I apply for more than 3 scholarships? I want to apply to them all. Great question. So yes, for the benefit of all of our members, WAI's policies that you may only select up to 3. And that's because I think it's a little less, the less volume keeps us on track, because everybody would probably apply to close to all scholarships if we allowed for that to happen. I think it allows you to be more diligent in which you want to apply to, in taking those 3 scholarships more seriously. So that is why we have limited our scholarships up to 3 that you can apply to. Are you strict about the application deadline? The answer to this is yes, we are pretty strict. Not pretty, we are strict on this deadline. It is a very big deal to apply for any type of scholarship, any type of funding that's going to help you in your education or your field. So we respectfully ask for you all to take that deadline very seriously as well, just because that helps us with further traffic as well outside of the application deadline. I at that point will be in our reviewing process, and it will just help me on my end, and it will help you all on your end to just submitting that application. And it's up in the air, it's in my hands now after that. And then a decision will be reached within the following weeks after. How can I maximize my chances of receiving a scholarship? So this goes into, it's a serious thing to ask for, funding to help you in your career and education. So we just ask that you spend time putting together a good application package, having someone review it and offer constructive criticism or critiques of your essay and resume, and make sure, there's spell checking and grammar checking. I think, when reviewing applications, we don't ask for you to have the most perfect, resume and all of this work experience and, that of the likes. But what will really set you apart is even if you have what would be considered like maybe a lack of in your resume, if you have great grammar and you have spell checked your resume, that means like a world of difference when reviewing these applications. We're really looking at these applications holistically and giving everybody an equal opportunity to receive these scholarships. You can have the best resume ever, whatever that means for you, but you might miss some spelling. And did I accidentally do this? There is something going on right there. But yes, so that is what we ask of you for in this regard. Will I be notified that my application was received? Yes, with our new scholarship management software, we have made it set that when you apply for these scholarships, you will be receiving a confirmation email. And when you submit your essay and you see that you have, if you see that you have not received an email, please reach out to me. My email is kind of listed all over that platform, but I will go ahead and also put it in the chat after this so we can just get a recording of what my email is. And please, even if you want to say hi, just email me. I love getting emails from our applicants. You all are very lovely to work with. So what if I can't write an essay of 500 words or fewer? And what I would say to this is that good editing will allow you to get your point across. So, okay, say you only make it up to 300 words. If you are concise and you have said everything that you need to say, that is okay. We are not judging whether it is, 300 words or 500. If you get what you have to say across, that again is just really what we're looking for. So, and there's other requirements in this application package. So don't worry. Again, we're looking at this very holistically. We're looking at everything, not just your essay, but your essay really does give us a chance to see you shine, in a way that, a mentor might not be describing you. I'm sure all of your mentors in your letters of recommendation are talking wonderfully about you, but this gives you also a point. This gives you the opportunity to get that spotlight on you, and we love that. We want that.
Hey, Cambria, can I interject for just 1 second on that?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think that this is something to really, really, really stress for everyone who's attending here, everyone who may be viewing online later on, or those of us who are going back to our chapter members to talk about this subject. 500 words is 500 words. The first thing that I check is your WAI number, which I don't have to do anymore because of our new system. But my first thing was checking your membership number and your expiration date. And the third thing that I checked was how many words were on that piece of paper, because there were so many people that did not check themselves, and they may have had the most fabulous essay that was 750 words. There are rules in place. If it is over 500 words, it's out. It does not
Absolutely.
meet the requirements that have been put forth by the organization. So please stress the importance of that to people, because I feel like last year there was more than one wonderful applicant who more than likely I would have put as, a number one choice on this specific, award, that just couldn't follow the rules. So that was very heartbreaking to me to see that when I had to do that. It just killed me.
Thank you, Jesse, for chiming in on that. And to Jesse's point, on our scholarship portal, we have set a word limit, which is going to help us out a lot in this process. There is no way that you can write more than 500 words, thankfully, so that we don't run into that situation that Jesse was just alluding to, where you can have a wonderful, oh my goodness, I don't know who wrote the little happy face on this, but that was so sweet. I don't know if you all are seeing this. I'm getting like red lines on my computer. Anyways, yes, thank you, Jesse, for chiming in right there. Okay, do I have to submit a certified copy of my school transcript? So no, you do not. Most transcripts that we ask for will be unofficial, and that is something that WAI also does not ask for. That is something that the scholarship donor will be reaching out to. In addition, if they choose you to be their applicant, they do their own set of, fact checking and making sure that everything aligns so that you can actually receive the scholarship in full confidence. So we do not ask for these transcripts. Should I include a photo of myself? So we ask for you not to include a photo of yourself, just so that we can avoid, again, any biasy. When I was applying to colleges, I remember that, they had asked for us not to include photos of yourself. And now I just actually received word that colleges are now not even wanting to see names or anything like that. So we're just trying to give everybody equal access opportunity. That is what WAI's scholarship mission is about, that everybody has equal access to education. So we are just really trying to hone in on that mission right there. I didn't win a scholarship this year. Should I apply again in the future? The answer will always be yes, please do. Even if you do win a scholarship in, a certain scholarship round, please apply again next year for more. This is funding for your future. we want to help you. These are donors. They want to help individuals. That is all that we are about in this process. So yes, you are strongly encouraged to apply, whether you win a scholarship or you do not win a scholarship. And so my next slide is going to be the lovely Stacy Jackson. She had not won a scholarship in the past, and she ended up reapplying and winning a scholarship. So we're going to quickly listen to her right now. And I'm sure that all of you can hear this, but let me press play right here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stacy Jackson, and I am the president of the Upper Canada chapter of Women in Aviation. The years that I've been involved with Women in Aviation have phenomenally changed my life, and I can honestly say that that started with strong chapter bonds and membership and activities and girlfriends that I always needed, but also when it came to scholarships. I had applied for scholarships for a couple of years before I was successful. And when I was successful, I received the Boeing Career Enhancement Scholarship provided for Boeing Company and Women in Aviation. This scholarship came at a time when I was so at a point that was so pivotal that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to continue with my education. And so this was such a blessing that came at just the right moment. If I was going to give some advice to folks that are applying for scholarships, I would say do not give up. Women in Aviation offers over $1 million of scholarships this year and over hundreds of different scholarships. So make sure that you are applying for your top 3 that you think you're most eligible for, but also be patient. Because there are so many phenomenal women that are part of this wonderful organization, it can take a couple of years for the process to work itself through. So please just don't give up. Keep learning different tricks, different valuable elements that you can add to your scholarship application, and keep applying. That's the best advice I could give anyone that's working towards a scholarship through this wonderful organization. Keep going, keep applying, keep learning how to be a successful applicant, and then when you're a successful scholarship winner, turn around and teach others how to be successful too. Thanks so much, folks. We'll see you at conference.
So sweet. Okay, I really could not have said it any better than that. There is overwhelming support on, WAI's part, and also every single scholarship applicant for just those to keep on trying. Like Stacey had mentioned, we have thousands of applicants who are very well qualified, and they're all wonderful. So if we could give everybody scholarships, we would. That's pretty much in my job where I have found like this, oh gosh, this is kind of difficult, is when I'm like, I just wish I could give everybody a scholarship genuinely, because I have met some, amazing women and people. And it's difficult having to narrow down scholarships, and giving them out. That process can be challenging. But yes, Stacey said it better than I.
Hello, everyone. My name.
And she was about to say it again. So, here are just some scholarships that can help you with your aviation profession. How I had mentioned, there's like 7 different categories of scholarships. This is just a few of them. Like our engineering, I know we have our flight scholarships, our CTP certification, training scholarships. This United Aviate Academy sponsorship that we have is just like phenomenal. So I would really go and check that one out, especially I think that is our highest value of scholarship, and there are 5 offered at that number. So yes, that is pretty much the end of my PowerPoint. And what I can go ahead and quickly do for you all too is show you how to get on our portal, because I have had a lot of questions that have been, I have been trying to sign up on the portal using my WAI email address and password, but it's still saying I don't have an account. And the reason for this, oh, I did not mean to stop sharing. Sorry. Here we are right here. So when you go on our webpage, you'll go to scholarships, apply now, and then you will see a link that will take you to an outside like portal other than, our our web address. So when you click on here, you have to sign up. If you have not signed up, if you've gotten to this point and you had not signed up and you were just trying to sign in using your WAI email and password, it's not going to register fully. So you would have to sign up. And then once you do, all problems should pretty much be erased after that. I just wanted to make sure that I put that in this webinar, just because I've had a couple questions regarding this. And I think, you know, for next year, it's definitely given me an idea of maybe how to word things better, so that you all know that if you come to this particular portal, you'll have to sign up before proceeding forward using your same exact email address that you use to become a member, because we have systems in place that will recognize that same email address, and we'll be able to send you emails if, you know, there's an issue with your application and whatnot. So that actually is my presentation, and I am so open to answering any questions that any of you might have at this moment. Thank you so much too for your patience, and that was pretty awesome.
Do we have any questions from anyone in the audience today? There are also, I want to point out, resources for our chapter leaders on the chapter resources page. You know, there's that kind of other stuff for chapter operations, where you'll find things about your fundraising for your chapter, as well as scholarships. There's tons of information from that is probably been out there for a couple of years. Some of you may be familiar with that, but you know, the top 10 tips for winning an award-winning scholarship application, and several different of items that are there that you can share with your chapter. Yes, Ashley, what you got for us today?
So is the 500-word essay specific? Are you supposed to write one for each scholarship you're applying for, or is that just a generic, what are you wanting to do?
That's an awesome question. So what I can go ahead and do, I might record my screen in a second again, but on our general application part of our portal, it's going to ask you for that 500-word essay. And that's pretty much, that is a general essay. So, you know, what will this funding do to further, you know, advance your aviation career? And we have certain scholarships that ask for additional information. And inside our portal, I have made it so that there's an additional text box to those scholarships where you can write in a few more sentences. So that 500-word essay, that is general, that would go to all scholarships. And for the scholarships that have, again, the additional questions or information that they want, there's a text box that I have limited to about 250 words, because you don't need to write really any much more than that. You're already writing 500 words, and we want to respect that. So yes, you will have an opportunity to still answer those additional questions. That was a great question, by the way.
And Cambria from the chat, Jennifer asks, we can apply for up to 3 scholarships max. Does that mean we need to apply to all 3 scholarships at the same time? Or can we apply one at a time until we've reached 3?
Yes, so you can apply to one at a time until all 3 are reached. So, well, I guess again, let me actually go on our portal so I can show you. I'm a big visual learner, so I want to make sure that I can get you all to see what I'm seeing. So let me go ahead and share my screen one more time. Okay, so, oh, okay. No, sorry. Look at this. Okay, well then, let's see. I might be going on. Where can I go on? Because this is now not recognizing me. Interesting. Okay, I apologize for this. So on our portal, let me try to get this so that I can just show you what I am talking about. Because you don't want to submit an overall, like you don't want to press the submit button. If you work on one application, it will automatically save for you. So you want to press that submission button when all three are like lined up and ready to be submitted, but it will auto save any application that you have. So say you want to work on one, sorry, this is not working at the moment. I very much so apologize for that. If you work on one application one day, it will be saved and ready to be submitted, but do not press submit yet, or then it's going to think that you're done with your application. So if you want to work on one application one day, or scholarship, and then the next day you want to work on another, and then the day after that you want to work on another, and then you have your three finalized, that is when you would press submit like fully. I hope that answered your question. I might have answered it incorrectly in the beginning, but yes, so that is that. Let me know if that made sense. Sorry, I got a little chaotic with the okay, yes, thank you. Thanks, Jennifer. These are great questions, by the way. These are all questions that I'm receiving on our scholarships email. Yes.
Are there any other like kind of standard questions that you've been receiving, Cambria?
You know, it was the letter of recommendations questions that I've been getting. Also, I've been trying to log into Wise Hive, but it won't let me, and that's because they have not registered with Wise Hive just yet. For the most part, here, let me double check. Let's see. For the most part, it is those questions that I have been getting. Oh, alongside the question that, was it Jackie? I think Jackie asked, you know, there's scholarships that have additional questions for their essay. Where can I write that? And there's a text box where you'll be able to do that on the application. So actually, those are probably the three that I have been getting, which I'm telling you, these women, you all are way too smart. You know exactly the questions to ask. I would say that is kind of like all encompassing when it comes to the questions that I've been asked.
Okay, and I did want to make sure that I put a little bit of emphasis on, we talked about grammar and punctuation and spelling and all of those things being so important within your within your application. I do want to state for our international members, we absolutely, positively, 150% realize that for most people, English is a second language. So knowing that there are transition challenges, and we understand that too. So as the reviewers are looking through those applications and we see that it is an international application, there is definitely some leeway that is given to those applicants, knowing that it is not their first language, and, you know, maybe some of the colloquialisms that we would use here in English or just in America are not going to transfer over into English as a second language, right? So we want to let all of our international members know that those are challenges that we recognize and that we regard as we are going through the application process, and our reviewers are aware of that and they're regarding that as they're going through the applications. There are more international applications and more international scholarships that are out there than ever before. A secondary thing, because I know I've been monitoring a couple of different email inboxes right at the moment. Cambria is aware of that. She's been helping out too. And a lot of the questions that we're getting for headquarters is that international question. You know, do you have scholarships in countries X, Y, or Z? There are more than ever that are available to our international members. And we want to make sure that you are taking advantage of those opportunities when you're seeing. Now, each scholarship is unique. Every scholarship is not an international scholarship. So review as you are going through those three scholarships that you are eligible to apply for.
Thank you so much, Jesse, for mentioning that. Yes, we are very aware that we are going to have international applicants and that English might be a second language for those. And yeah, so that was a lovely like asterisk to what I had previously said in the presentation. Thank you so much for mentioning that.
My pleasure. Do we have any other questions or any other resources that we can try to help the group out with today? All right. Well, I am going to stop recording then, and give me 2 seconds while I remember exactly what I'm doing here. Oh my goodness. My little button has disappeared. Bear with me, technical difficulties, my friends. It's just going to be that kind of a day. Where is... There we go. There it is. It decided to hide on me.